Good morning. Thanks for waking up with me this morning. Today we are doing a full body HIIT workout, but it's going to be a little different than our normal type of HIIT workout. We'll jump into that a little bit later, but I just want to let you know dumbbell for this workout. I would suggest a light to medium weight dumbbell. And I would also suggest having some kind of music available. So whether you're listening to our Broadway playlist or our pop playlist, both of those links are in the description of this video, but some kind of music will make this workout much more enjoyable and allow the time to just pass by, right? So without further ado, let's just hop right into the warm-up, and then we'll get a little bit more into what this workout is going to entail. Good morning, Evan, Teresa, Jeremy, Gia, Reggie, Daniel, good morning. I'm so happy that y'all are here. For our warm-up, we are going to start with some squats. So let's find our squat stance. Shoulder width, slight turn out to the toes, keep our chest up. Think about sitting into a chair, drive those knees out, and squat down. And stand, and squat, and stand, and squat. Put those elbows between your knees, drive those knees out, go a little bit deeper in your squat, rock side to side. And stand, and squat. Again, drive those knees out, keep your chest up. And stand, and squat, and stand, squat. Give me two more. And stand. Good. Now going into some good mornings. We're going to find our feet directly underneath our hips this time. So rather than shoulder width, we're underneath our hips, hands behind our head. Really pull those elbows back. Keep that upper back really nice and tight. Soften your knees, send your hips back. Feel that big stretch in your hamstrings, big stretch in your glute, big stretch in your lower back, and stand. Good from the side. That's going to look like this. Soften the knees and the hips back. Only going as low as you can go while keeping your lower back really nice and tight. And stand, down, and stand. Good, give me three more. This should be a big stretch for you. Good way to get our blood flowing. Awesome. And then lastly, we're going to go into some arm circles. Let's go some big arm circles forward, nice and slow. And backward. Warming up our shoulder joint. Good, good. Let's go back into our squat stance. You're going to give me 10 squats on your own. Do whatever you need down there to make sure that your hips are feeling nice and warm. Need to rock side to side. And then after you finish those 10, we're going to go into 10 good mornings. Think about really rolling those shoulders down and back, puffing out your chest as you're going down. It's going to help make sure that our upper back isn't rounding here, right? Good, good. Arm circles forward. You can hop right in as soon as you finish your good mornings. And back. If this is your first time joining us today, welcome. You're joining a group of people who work out together every single week at 10 a.m. on Saturdays because we're looking to find sustainable health, right? We're looking for not the quick fix and forward, but what we can sustain for the rest of our lives, because movement and nutrition and sleep, they're not going to go away. And back, we just have to work on them little by little every single day. And we have this amazing community of people who are committed to that. So welcome. I hope that you enjoy the workout today and rest. Ooh, my shoulders are feeling that. Okay. So let me talk you through the workout a little bit because, again, like I said, this workout is a little bit different than what we would normally expect from a high intensity interval training workout. HIIT means high intensity interval training, but the thing that we have to keep in mind is that high intensity is relative to the workout and it's relative to the person. So when we think about HIIT, we're a lot of times thinking about being super out of breath and using our rest period in that HIIT interval to really get that heart rate down and really, really rest because you need it. Today, we are focused on consistent work. And if you do my online training program, I talk about this all the time. It's so much better for our heart to focus on work that we can do consistently, work that we can do repeatedly, instead of always just kind of taking a battering ram to our heart and making it work super, super hard to catch up, right? So an example of that would be to do sprint after sprint after sprint, and then, working so hard that you vomit, right? Today, we are focused on getting our heart rate into that, 60, 70% range, and then keeping it there for 10 minutes. And then we're going to rest for 5 minutes. We're going to do another 10 minutes, rest for 5 minutes. And then we're going to do one last 10-minute interval. Throughout each of these intervals, our heart rate should be about exactly the same. And we can use that 5 minutes to rest to get our heart rate back down. But there shouldn't be a time in this workout that you are about to fail a rep, or there shouldn't be a time in this workout where you're so out of breath that you couldn't talk to your friend or you couldn't talk to me, right? That's not the goal of today's workout. Today's workout is to allow our heart a chance to catch up to us, to build our heart up. And that comes from getting into that 60, 70% heart rate range, okay? Let's get into some technique. I know you might be a little scared. I'm hyping this up a little bit, so let's just jump right into it. First movement that we are going to be doing today is the single arm thruster. So you're going to grab your one dumbbell, bring it up to your left side, and then from here you're going to find your squat stance. This is a contralateral movement because we are weighting the movement in our left side. We have to really focus on keeping our right side tight so that we don't bias and turn to the side when we're doing this movement, right? So I'm going to make sure that my right side is staying nice and tight. I'm going to find my squat stance, keep my chest up. I'm going to squat. And then I'm going to use my hips to really drive that dumbbell overhead. From here, I'm thinking about that bicep being completely close to my ear, my elbow being completely locked out. And then I'm going to go directly into another rep. Bring that dumbbell down to my shoulder and then into another squat and extend up. What I don't want to do for the single arm thruster is thinking about only using my arm in that thruster. So that would look like this. I squat and then I press. That is way too much work, right? We really want to use our hips to extend that dumbbell overhead. So as soon as that dumbbell gets down to my shoulder, I go into another squat. And then I extend my hips, jump that dumbbell overhead into a full lockout position. Okay, that is the single arm thruster. And we're going to be doing 10 reps on the left. And then we are going to go into our next movement, which is the scissor. We're going to be doing 10 scissors, where you are going to be laying on your back, and we actually have two options for this. Your arms are going to be, or your legs are going to be up toward the sky, and you can either keep your shoulders down on the ground like this, that's option one, and you're going to switch your feet, that's 1, 2, 3, Or you can bring your shoulders off the ground for this movement. This is level 2. And you're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. You're going to be doing 10 of those scissors. After you finish the 10 scissors, you're going to go into thrusters on the right. So again, we're keeping our left side nice and tight. Squat down, press up, go directly into another rep. That back head of the dumbbell is resting on my shoulder in that squat. And we'll do 10 on the right. Next movement, and I will say, I put all the movements in the description of this video in case you get lost. So don't worry about remembering them all right now. Next movement is going to be the skull crusher. So you're going to lay back. You're going to grab your dumbbell in a crush grip position. So that dumbbell is going to be overhead. Roll those shoulders down and back. Make sure you have a firm grip on that dumbbell. From here, I want your elbows to stay exactly where they are. So I'm going to bend at the elbows, but the elbows don't move. Really isolate the triceps. And then squeeze the triceps. Bring that dumbbell back to neutral. Bend at the elbows. Back to neutral. So I don't want to see those elbows moving like this, right? Elbows are going to stay exactly where they're supposed to be. And then go back to neutral in that movement, okay? You'll set your dumbbell to the side. You'll go into 10 pause crunches. Hands behind the head. Hips are going to come off and shoulders are going to come off. And you're going to pause at the top. So up into a ball. That's 1. Up into a ball, really pause crunch. That's 2. You'll be doing 10 of those. And then lastly, I promise this is the last movement. You're going to be doing 5 hammer curls on the left and 5 hammer curls on the right. So for that hammer curl, roll that shoulder down and back, puff out your chest. Bring that dumbbell up, control the way down. Control the way up, control the way down. You'll be doing 5 on the left and 5 on the right. Carlos, I am using a 25-pound dumbbell today. We have 6 different movements that we are doing, and we're doing a 10-minute AMRAP of these 6 movements. You're going to be going slowly and steadily through these movements. There's nothing quick about this. It's all about isolating these muscles, doing it to the absolute best of your ability, and figuring out how many rounds you can get in that first round, and then maintaining that tempo in the second round, maintaining that pacing in the third round, okay? I don't want to talk too much longer because I think y'all get the idea. We're trying to work on consistency today. We're not out of breath, right? We're just really focused on getting a good sweat and isolating the movements, okay? We're going to start in about 1 minute. So get some music on. Make sure that you have some good tunes to listen to. And if you have any questions, write it in the chat, and I will try and answer them for you the best that I can. But yes, we're going to start in 1 minute. Three rounds, 10 minutes on, 5 minutes off. And again, if you have any questions about what movement is next, it is in the description of this video. I put the workout in there. We'll probably be on the same tempo for maybe like the first 2 rounds, but then most likely we're going to get off, and that's totally fine. We can all go at different pacing for today's workout. Going in 30 seconds. Starting with those single arm thrusters on the left, remember to count your rounds going in. 5, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 10 single arm thrusters on the left. That's 10. into 10 scissors. Legs are up to the sky. I'm going to bring those shoulders off of the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Single arm thrusters on the right. Find your squat stance. That's 10. Into skull crushers. Get a firm grip on that dumbbell. Roll those shoulders down and back. Isolate those triceps. As much as you can crush that dumbbell, the better tricep isolation you'll get. Good, good. Going into pause crunches. Hips come up, shoulders come up. Pause at the top. That's 10. Now 5 per side, hammer curls. Last movement in the series. Control the way up, control the way down. Going into my 10 thrusters on the left. We're 4 minutes in. Went by very quickly. Into scissors. Single arm thrusters on the right. skull crushers. Again, crush that dumbbell as hard as possible. Roll those shoulders down and back, puff out that chest, keep those elbows exactly where they are. Pause crunches. And hammer curls. Y'all are doing great. Hope you've got some good tunes playing. Good, that's round 2 for me. We have about 2 minutes left. Into scissors. One minute left. Twenty seconds. Two, one, and rest. Good work. Grab a little bit of water, not too much. So I got 2 rounds, and then I got 36 reps in. Remember where you left off, because that's where you're going to be picking up from. And I want to know how it went. Let me know in the chat right now. How are you feeling? Any movements that feel funky? Do Do you hate this 10-minute workout? I want to know. Doesn't mean we're not going to do it, but I want to know. So far, so good, Spencer. Yeah, Thomas, you got to be really careful with the skull crusher, just above the head, right? As controlled as possible. I figured you were really going to like this one, Teresa. I just had a feeling. And I didn't put push-ups in it just for you. Love it, Jason. So Evan, for the scissors, can we bend our knees or straight only? The purpose of the scissors is to have your legs as straight as possible. That's like kind of what differentiates this from some other core exercises. That doesn't mean that your legs are going to be completely straight. Depending upon your hamstring flexibility, they might be a little bent, and that's totally fine. But we want them to be as straight as possible. Good, Evan. For the thruster, I want you to think about making a fist with your other arm and trying to keep that as tight as possible over here, okay? We love a chair assist for thrusters. That's perfect, Reggie. Really good. Valentina, you can thank Teresa for the no push-ups today. I did it just for her. That's good. If you're sitting down right now, stand up for me. We want to get our heart rate down in between, but our heart rate wasn't super high like we promised, right? So we just want to make sure that we're kind of not getting into like a resting heart rate range. Happy the Broadway playlist starts with Satisfied. Me too. Do you recommend wearing sneakers during workouts at home? It's totally up to you, Fernando. It's kind of dependent upon what we're doing. Sometimes it's kind of nice to squat in bare feet because you can really feel your feet into the ground. If I'm doing lunges, I like the extra protection because they can be kind of tough on my feet. But it really is up to you. There's nothing in today's workout that I would say like, oh, you absolutely should be wearing shoes. We have about 90 more seconds of rest. Someone's having a dance party upstairs. I can hear it. One more minute. So again, you are picking up where you left off. If you want to write down how many reps you got in that first round, I got 2 rounds and 36 reps. We'll see what I get in a second one. Okay, Jared, the 5 minutes went fast, that's true, but the 10 minutes also went fast, right? I maintain that. "15 seconds, picking up where you left off. Five, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. That's good. Keep it up. Remember, we are trying to maintain that same number of rounds that we got this last interval. Movement just feels so good this morning. I don't know what it is. I heard myself say that and I was like, oh, Sam. But it's true. Oops. We're halfway. 5 minutes to go. minutes to go. Keep it up, keep it up. Minute 15. Forty seconds. And rest. What did I get there? So I got 2 rounds plus 51. Ooh, I was a little over what I did the first round. 2 rounds plus 51 reps. So I went a little bit faster. That's okay. How'd that one go? We just have one more round of that. So this workout comes directly from Lightning Fitness Program, my online training program where you do 5 days of workouts a week, 2 days of rest days where we talk about nutrition and sleep. You get access to our think tank, which is our community forum, our cookbook, our mini courses on, Sleep 101 and Mindset 101, all that stuff. And if you're interested, you can check out our 7-day free trial in the description of this video. If you like this workout, you will absolutely love Lightning Fitness Program. So definitely try it out, see if it's right for you. And the other thing I wanted to remind you of is that we have our book club on Sunday night, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We are discussing the second half of The Lonely Century, and we're also discussing what our book club book for May is. Everyone is welcome, even if you haven't read the book. And we have a really, really exciting announcement for our book club book for May. We may have the author speaking with us, so that would be really, really cool. So definitely check in on Sunday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. To join our book club book. Are you using the 25-pound weight for us? I think you would need heavier weight to feel anything. Okay, so this is a really big, important thing that we should talk about. Am I using the 25-pound weight for you? No, I am sweating my ass off. And it doesn't really matter what weight you use. Yeah, maybe if I used a 10-pound weight, I wouldn't feel anything. But me isolating these movements, trying as hard as I can on the thruster to make sure that I am engaging on the way down, really extending on the way up. Me in those skull crushers, really focusing on gripping that dumbbell. I'm getting a huge pump right now. This is definitely not easy for me. So it's a good question, John. But no, it doesn't really matter what weight you're using. I could be using a 30-pound dumbbell. I could be using a 20-pound dumbbell. It is not easy. Jason, I do have plans to do community workouts in the summer. I'm waiting for it to get like consistently warm because I'm pretty averse to cold weather. So I want to make sure that we're outside. When we're outside, it's really warm. One thing I want you to focus on this coming week is, and this is in preparation for something else, so I want you to really focus on your added sugar intake this week, okay? So if you look at your nutrition labels, you have sugar, and then you have added sugar, and it will say a certain number of grams of added sugar, and I want you to just focus on that. I'm not saying that you should decrease your added sugar right now. I'm just saying I want you to be aware of it. I want you to be aware of about how much you're getting a day. That's all. That's all I want you to focus on this week. Just that added sugar. It should be exciting. We're starting in about 50 seconds. The 5 minutes really went by, I think. Does that make sense? Yeah, 40 seconds. Vincent, I do not use a calorie counter. I don't really believe in counting calories or counting macros. I don't find it a sustainable way of eating. I'm much more focused on eating vegetables and fruits and making sure that I'm trying to eat less processed foods. The third one that I would add to that is making sure that I'm getting enough protein. Okay, picking up where we left off in 10 seconds. This is our final round. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Last 10-minute interval. Let's finish off strong. That's good. Keep up the good work. You're good, we're halfway. We have 5 minutes left. I'm not asking you to do anything drastic, but let's pick up the intensity a little bit for this last 5 minutes. Make sure that your movement quality stays exactly the same. It's still at 100%. We're just picking up the intensity a little bit. Means that we have to be hyper-focused these last 5 minutes. Give it everything you got. Doesn't mean we're speeding up. Means that we're picking up the intensity. So we're squeezing harder. Making each movement a little bit harder than it was. Maybe some of the movements are faster, but those scissors should be exactly the same pace. Three minutes to go. Squeeze extra hard on those skull crushers. Really focus. Picture me physically in your living room right now and say you were trying to really impress me. That's the movement quality that I want right now. Two more minutes. Keep it up. You got it. I am sweaty. "50 seconds. "30 seconds. Five, 3, 2, One, and rest. Oh, such good work today. Let me know in the chat how this went for you. I'm super interested. We're not quite done yet. We're just gonna mobilize a little bit post-workout. Grab some water. You can set your dumbbell aside. We're not gonna do too much, just a few more minutes. All the happy sweat. So if you enjoyed today's workout, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. It's the absolute the best thing you can do to support my channel for sure. And if you like this workout, post about it. I will repost you. It's super helpful in getting people to be able to do these workouts with us, right? Let's go into our tall straddle position. From here, I want you to think about keeping your lower back really nice and tight, hinging at the hips, sending those hips back to that big stretch in your hamstrings. And then you can start rounding your back and bring your hands to the ground. Let's walk our hands over to the right. Good, good. Back to neutral. Try and get a little bit lower. Walk our hands over to the left. Back to neutral. Let's go to seated. From here, I want you to take your right leg over your left leg. Bring your left elbow behind your right leg and twist. Really, really good work today, y'all. So good. Good, and we'll switch. We'll bring our left leg over our right elbow behind our left leg. Ooh, felt a little back crack there. Feel that big stretch in my glute, in my hips. Good, good. We're gonna go into downward facing dog. In this position, I want you to push the floor away. Try and get your armpits to the floor. Stretch out your shoulders a little bit. And then go back into child's pose for me. Again, really trying to get our armpits to the floor. Walk our fingertips out away from our body a few inches. And come back to neutral. Good work today, y'all. Such a happy sweat. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm so happy that you're in this sustainable health community, and I'll see you back next time. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment, and I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon.